At the far edge of the north, where ice and snow stretch all the way to the horizon, there is a white bird that almost disappears into the cold wind and pale Arctic light. It is the snowy owl. A silent hunter, with sharp golden eyes and broad wings that glide across the tundra with almost no sound. But today's story is not only about a hunter. This is the survival journey of a pair of snowy owls during the breeding season. As they build their nest on open ground, hunt lemmings day after day, and protect their tiny chicks in a land that shows no mercy. On the Arctic tundra, spring does not arrive with blooming flowers or cheerful birdsong. It arrives with melting ice, with winds that still carry the bite of winter, and with patches of brown earth slowly appearing beneath the white snow. There are no forests for shelter, no deep burrows for safety, no truly hidden place to protect a nest. So the snowy owls choose a raised mound in the open tundra. It is exposed, cold, and dangerous, but from there, the mother can see every movement around her. An Arctic fox crawling low across the ground, a raven circling in the sky, or a strange shadow moving too close to the nest. For a snowy owl, visibility means survival. The mother uses her body to shape a shallow hollow in the frozen ground. The nest is not elaborate. There are no large branches, no roof, no walls, only a small depression among moss, dry grass, and stone. But this simple place will become the center of the entire summer. Here, the first white eggs are laid. And from that moment, the real battle for survival begins. The mother rarely leaves the nest. She covers the eggs with her body, using her thick feathers to hold in warmth against every cold gust of wind. Every time she leaves, danger rises. The eggs could grow cold. A raven could swoop down. A fox could catch the scent. So the task of hunting falls mostly to the father. From a high mound, the male snowy owl stands motionless, like a piece of the snow itself. His golden eyes scan every patch of low grass. Beneath the thin layer of vegetation, small lemmings move through the tundra. Lemmings are one of the most important food sources for snowy owls. When lemmings are plentiful, the chicks have a much better chance of survival. When lemmings are scarce, the entire breeding season can fail. In the Arctic, one small prey animal can decide the fate of an entire nest. Suddenly, a tiny movement appears in the low grass. A lemming emerges from its shelter. It does not know that, from a distance, a pair of golden eyes has already locked onto it. The male owl lowers his head. His body tightens. Then, in a moment almost without sound, he launches forward. His white wings open wide, gliding close to the ground. There is no warning call. No violent noise. Only a white shadow sliding across the tundra. The lemming turns to run, but it is already too late. The owl's talons touch down. One quick strike. The hunt is over. The father carries the prey back to the nest. The mother takes the food, eats quickly to regain her strength, then lowers herself again to warm the eggs beneath her. Day after day, the life of the pair revolves around only two things: hunting and protecting the nest. Then one day, beneath the warmth of the mother's feathers, the first egg begins to crack. A tiny life is trying to break through the shell and enter the frozen world. After hours of weak, fragile struggle, the first chick finally hatches. It looks nothing like its parents. It has no powerful wings, no fierce golden stare. It cannot keep itself warm. It cannot find food. It is only a tiny body covered in soft down, trembling in an exposed nest on the open ground. But it is not alone. Above it are the wings of its mother. Far beyond the nest, its father is still hunting. And around the nest, both parents are ready to fight if danger appears. The remaining eggs hatch one after another. The chicks do not all grow at the same pace. The first is stronger. The later ones are smaller and weaker. In years when food is abundant, many chicks may survive together. But when lemmings are scarce, the weakest chicks face the greatest danger. The Arctic offers little forgiveness. This is not a place for waste. Every meal matters. Every hunt has meaning. The father must hunt more often. One lemming is no longer enough. Then two. Then more. As the chicks grow, their hungry calls grow louder, and those calls can attract enemies. In the gray sky above, a dark shape begins to circle. A raven. It does not dive immediately. It watches. It waits. Ravens are not as powerful as snowy owls, but they are intelligent and opportunistic. If the mother leaves even for a moment, an egg or a chick could disappear in seconds. The mother immediately rises higher. Her golden eyes fix on the dark shape above. Her wings open slightly, covering the chicks behind her. The raven flies lower. It is testing her reaction. But this nest is not unguarded. Suddenly, the mother owl launches upward. Her white wings burst from the ground. The raven instantly changes direction. It does not want to face the talons of a snowy owl. It only wanted an opportunity. And when that opportunity disappears, it leaves. But danger on the tundra does not only come from the sky. One cold afternoon, the mother notices movement behind a low mound. An Arctic fox is approaching. Its pale fur allows it to blend almost perfectly into the landscape. It keeps its body low, moving step by step. Its nose has caught the scent of the nest. The chicks do not yet understand what is happening. They only feel the tension in their mother's body. The mother owl gives a sharp warning call. In the distance, the father immediately turns his head. The fox moves closer. 5 meters. 4 meters. 3 meters. Then the mother strikes first. She flies low and straight toward the fox. Her wings spread wide, making her body appear much larger. The fox dodges to the side. But at that exact moment, the father dives from behind. A second white shadow cuts through the air. The two snowy owls work together. One holds the ground near the nest. The other attacks from above. They do not need to kill the fox. They only need to make it understand that moving closer will cost too much. At last, the fox backs away and disappears among the low mounds of the tundra. The chicks are still alive. The nest remains safe. But the parents have spent more energy. In the Arctic, protecting young does not only require courage. It requires strength. And strength only comes from successful hunts. Day by day, the chicks grow quickly. From tiny trembling balls of down, they begin to stand more firmly. Their eyes open wider. Their young wings start to flap clumsily in the wind. They step out of the nest and look curiously at the vast world around them. But the farther they move from the nest, the greater the danger becomes. The mother can no longer cover all of them as easily as before. The father cannot hunt far away and guard every chick at the same time. So the young owls begin to learn the first lessons of the tundra. When they hear a warning call, they must crouch low. When a strange shadow passes overhead, they must stay still. When their parents become tense, danger is near. In the wild, these lessons do not come with a second chance. One mistake can cost a life. Then a storm arrives. Dark clouds drop low across the sky. Strong winds sweep over the open tundra. There are no trees to block the wind. No real shelter. The mother lowers her body and opens her wings as much as she can to shield the chicks. The father stands nearby, his feathers whipped by the wind, but his eyes still watching the surroundings. A storm has no talons, no teeth, but sometimes, it is more dangerous than a predator. It steals warmth from the chicks. It drives prey underground. It makes hunting difficult for the parents. For hours, the snowy owl family endures the freezing wind. There is no loud battle. No violent moment. Only a mother using her body to protect her young, and a father standing guard in the storm. Sometimes, courage in nature is not about charging at an enemy. It is about staying. Not leaving the nest. Not abandoning the young. Not surrendering to a harsh world. When the storm finally passes, the tundra becomes silent again. The chicks are trembling, but they are alive. The father takes off to hunt. The mother shakes the moisture from her feathers and returns to the side of her chicks. Life continues. Not because the hardship is gone, but because this small family has not given up. A few weeks later, the young owls look very different. Their wing feathers have grown longer. Their bodies are stronger. They begin to flap, jumping above the ground for brief moments. One chick climbs onto a raised mound. It spreads its young wings into the wind. One flap. Then another. Then it leaps from the mound. For a few short seconds, its body hangs in the air. The first flight is not graceful. Not steady. Not perfect. But it is a beginning. From an egg lying in the cold wind, from a helpless chick in an exposed ground nest, it has now touched the sky. The mother watches nearby. The father perches farther out on the tundra. There is no loud celebration. But in that moment, the entire breeding season feels rewarded. The endless hunts. The battles with ravens. The dives to drive away the fox. The long hours spent enduring the cold storm. All of it has led to this moment. A pair of young wings begins to learn how to fly. And one day soon, the young snowy owls will leave the small nest on the ground. They will hunt on their own. Survive storms on their own. Face hunger and cold on their own. And if they are lucky enough to survive, one summer, they may return to the tundra, choose a high mound, create a simple nest, and begin a story of their own. In a frozen land that seems almost impossible for life, snowy owls still raise their young, hunt for food, and protect their family with every instinct they have. They are not only the white hunters of the Arctic. They are parents. They are warriors. They are symbols of endurance in a cold world, where only the strongest lives can rise and fly.